Good afternoon, students. We just completed a G-code assignment where we did a raw program for a 9x9 cutout. I was just going to take you through the sequence if we were to draw this out on CAD. We would begin by starting a new file. This is a 2D part. Okay. The assignment was to cut a 9x9 square from our point of origin 0, 0. In this case, there's a few different ways we could do it. We could draw it line by line. We could select a rectangle tool, which is what we're going to do. So we click the tool. See, we have our parameters box. We could manually enter the measurements of the rectangle. We could have it start at 0, 0, have it end at 9, 9. Or we could do what I like to do, just the click and drag. And we will take it over to 9. And take it up to 9. Alright, so we have our 9x9 square. Come over and hit our green check. Boom. Okay. Say file. We'll save this. We will call this student assignment. CAD test. And we will put today's date in 04/28/2020. We could really name it whatever you want. Okay. Save it. Let's take a look in CAM. All right. Just bringing it down. We have our workspace set, pretty large. We actually don't even need it that big, but you can see our cutout here, our 9x9. Move it back to the corner, get a good view. You see it ends up at 9, and we're over at 9. So let's just run through a simulation to see how this would be cut. Okay, we have our simulator tool pulled up. I'm going to window in. Okay. Go ahead and hit play. Bam. Okay, perfect 9x9 cutout. Okay, let's say we wanted to generate our G code. Remember the file name, Student Assignment CAD Test 04/28/2020. Generate G code. We're going to call it the same thing, Student Assignment CAD Test 04/28/2020. And let's save that. Give it about 10 seconds. Okay, now we'll go into CNC. We are going to close out our program. And we'll come over here to our folder. Scroll through and find Student assignment CAD test 04/28/2020. Let's open that up. Okay, we have it pulled up. Let's take a peek. See what the differences would be. You can see our software generates a few lines of code for each cut. You can see it also computes 0.034 inches on each side of the cut to account for the material that we will lose from the plasma beam. The way that we programmed it was fine. The 0.034 inches is negligible. This is more or less a fail-safe to ensure that you come out with an exact 9x9 piece of material. So these first two lines would be equivalent to our X0, Y0, line 6 and 7. Okay, and this is our first cut. Okay, the next three lines are what it's generated for the first vertical cut. That comes down to 9. You'll notice it changed to 9.034 inches. Okay, so these next three lines are actually our first vertical cut. Okay, then you'll see from line 11 to line 13, these next three lines, that's our X9, Y9 horizontal cut. And line 14, 15, and 16, that's our X9, Y0 cut. And of course, lines 17, 18, and 19, that is our cut returning to the home position. If we were to finish this G code out, okay, notice that our point of origins are not the same for line 4 and 6. So one of the first things that we would need to do is change that. 0.034000. Okay. After line 5, we would need to tell our torch to turn on. So M50, torch on. Okay, I said the speed that we were going to use was 45, so we would change our speed. Okay, we would come down to line number 20. Okay, that's our last G01, which is linear movement torch on. After that's completed, we would need to tell the torch to turn off. M51, torch off. Okay, now we need to raise the torch, G00, linear movement, torch off, Z, negative 0.5, and we already have the line of code in for linear movement, torch off to return to the home position. So when we manually create this code, we end up with 14 lines. When the computer generates this code, it's actually going to be 23 lines. And as I said, we're talking about 0.034 inches, which it's such a negligible amount of material. In this particular situation, it would have been easier to manually write the code than to draw it out. So I am going to save this. Student assignment CAD test 04/28/2020. We'll just save that. It's going to ask if I want to replace. Absolutely, because we made changes. Okay, file. We're going to close it out. And as you can see, we end up with pretty much the same pattern, the same cutout. What I'm going to do is take photos of both of these G codes side by side, and I'll send them to you so you can compare.